guys. What are we doing? What meeting or the Tangential Exchange?
I don't know.
What you got going on there? You look really tired. You okay?
You look tired.
Anyway, this is Alex and...
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Alex.
Tripp. You don't even sound like me. It's a terrible impression.
Hey, what's up, guys?
That's not my voice. I don't sound all like robotic. But yeah, we were talking about earlier the Paranormal Activity movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was listening to another podcast called Dead Meat. That's pretty good. You know, I've heard of it before, but they were covering that, and I'm like, I haven't seen those movies in years. But I remember, you know, back when I used to be like a scaredy cat and everything, just being like really afraid of it. And I don't know if it'd really hold up if I went back, but they were talking pretty high about it. So I don't know. I know they have a sequel coming out soon. There was one with time travel in it, I think.
Time travel.
There was like one, it was like Next of Kin maybe or something that like they went back to the first movie, I guess.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I was thinking, when you were talking about paranormal, I was thinking about Insidious. I was like, I love Insidious. But
that doesn't even sound like the same title.
No, I remember the first two being good, and I think, didn't they like trail off after the original main story, like the family, and then it trailed off to like something else?
Here's a weird thing. I heard that like the other ones kind of tie into the, you know, the main people, but I hear like some of them, like you said, kind of like spin-offs.
Right.
I think Next of Kin, or there's another one called Ghost something.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen any of the spin-offs. I've only seen like the 3 ones with the main family, I'm pretty sure.
Was the third one that good? I've heard it's pretty good. I didn't hate the second one. A lot of people did. I thought it was good.
I think they're all alright. Like, they're following the story, even though some parts are just like, alright, I feel like just do this in, but...
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know if it'd hold up to like a rewatch. I just remember, do you remember the marketing for it? Like, you remember back in the day, the marketing where...
Scariest movie.
Yeah, where they would have like the live like reactions to people, where it'd have like the night vision, and people would be like losing their shit, and like the premiere and everything, and like being like, what is this movie?
Right.
Kind of thing. Like, I just remember that, like, the marketing was really good, and I think I saw both of them kind of bootlegged, but I was younger, didn't have money.
And the thing that made it scary was, or more scary for the time, was it looked like it was like a home video, kind of like Blair Witch.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, that kind of same school.
And I'm pretty sure, I'm not entirely sure, but it's one of the first big movies after Blair Witch to do it again, because I think like it went in and it went out.
Found footage kind of receded after that.
Yeah. I think Paranormal brought it back for a little bit, so I was like, that's cool.
Yeah, I remember seeing it, and I don't know if you also fell for the marketing a little bit, but I know that, and of course now things are very different. Like, I feel like people were a little bit more gullible maybe back then.
And we have internet now.
Yeah, where people back then were just like, oh, maybe it is real. It's like, there's no way they would release it to like for the whole world to see if like it was real. Like, the families would be pissed. There is no way.
I feel like I might have mentioned it at some point. I don't know if it was on the podcast or not, but when Blair Witch...
Was it off mic?
Maybe. when Blair Witch came out, I thought it was real for a minute. Like,
I think everybody kind of did for a second.
Especially how they sent it out at the end of the movie. They're like, missing photos, and they put the actors up, and I don't think they had credits, which is the other part.
They had the website too that kind of contributed to it.
And I was like, oh shit! And that was like the first like found footage film I've ever seen. So I was like, oh fuck, this is real.
Yeah. That's the thing with stuff like that. You gotta kind of take it with a grain of salt. I know that basically, like, sorry, a car just went really by. We're recording this in a car. A car just like went super slow by us, so like it's kind of sketchy. But yeah, like just the whole thing of like, also we were younger then, like we were like in high school, so I feel like we were a little bit more gullible then. Or I was.
You were in high school when you watched it?
Paranormal Activities, when did that come out?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Blair Witch.
No, that you were in high school then. Because he's old, you get it?
Yeah, that's funny.
that's the joke.
He's a year younger than me.
Yeah, that is like 10 years, but you know.
You wish.
Makes you feel better. What were you saying though?
What was I saying? I was talking about Blair Witch. You were talking about Paranormal. Continue.
Yeah, anyway, that came out like 2007? Or no, it came out in 2006. So I was watching a podcast about it.
Oh, okay.
And so like it released around 2008, so I was in 8th grade then. So yeah, like I just remember my horror experiences back then. I was a lot more easy to scare. Like I remember, I don't know if you've ever seen like the old Slender Man Marble Hornets thing.
Marble Hornets.
It's like a web series that was about Slender Man. We'll eventually
like
do.
Creepypasta?
Yeah, it was kind of. It's. I'll show you later.
Okay.
But it was like I have like season 1 of it, but it's like this whole student film type thing where. It started out like that, and then you saw like Slender Man in the background and everything. So
Nice.
it's kind of like that. But I remember just being a lot more easily scared. I think I was a lot more gullible, or just I didn't really have a lot of horror experience. Like I saw Halloween when I think I was in either 6th grade or 7th. So like that was my first kind of dipping my toe into like horror movies. So I didn't really like. I got a lot more scared easily. Also, my imagination was a lot more overactive then. So you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty good. But yeah, I guess we're going to do like a little kind of quick, before we get farther into the episode, a little kind of quick housekeeping thing. So we're going to start doing, I'm going to try to release this on Spotify as well, but depending on what we do in the future, we're going to try to start doing, recently on the What Mean YouTube channel, I released a video version of the podcast. We're going to start to aim towards doing that a little bit more so you guys can see our faces.
Oh, goodness.
And stuff.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're going to try to do that. And, you know, it's depending on what is going on. So, you know, sometimes like today when we're together and we're doing over digital recorder, obviously we won't do it, but it'll depend on what the needs of the podcast are. Sometimes we'll do video, other times it'll be audio only. I don't want to saddle myself to like, you know, just one version of it.
Yeah, it can be like if the episode like needs it or, you know, would help with it, then sure.
Or we're just doing it remotely and we're already doing it over Zoom, then we got that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just letting you guys know. But yeah, so I guess this is a part of the show where we go over, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
And so what have you been up to? It's been a while. I know we record some other episodes I'll try to release later on another digital recorder, but what's been going on with you?
Did you release the last one we did?
No,
before that?
No, it's okay. I'll do that later.
Cut that.
We're recording right now.
Man, not much. Just so much work.
We're recording this on 4th of July, by the way, so happy 4th.
Oh, good timestamp, but nice one.
Yeah, dating it immediately, but yeah, 4th of July, so I guess this is a holiday episode. We don't really do that many.
Is it a holiday?
I don't think America deserves a happy birthday this year.
Maybe they can get one next year, I don't know.
Yeah,
if they're good.
Getting their shit straight.
They're grounded right now.
Yeah, you're grounded. Go to your room.
Yeah, mostly just, mostly working, honestly. Like, not much. Just
what did you tell me yesterday about your job?
What did I say?
You said if they want to fire you.
I was if they want to fire me, I'll be like, oh no, please don't.
You'd be like, that'd be okay.
I'd be fine with that.
But yeah, I've been like looking around for different stuff that I went to school for, trying to, not that you guys care, but trying to apply to like a full-time job, you know, doing something other than cleaning. So, you know, just looking around out there.
How's the filming bit going?
I haven't really been doing that much, but I know, I'm not going to say where I work full-time, but like I noticed there they have an internship, so I might apply to that soon, you know, just kind of see what's out there, look at the description, you know, it'd be nice to do something I went to school for, so, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, really exciting for you guys to hear. But yeah, I know that I don't even think that, honestly, we were going to do a What Mean on Morbius, and I don't even think it's worth it.
I mean, we still can, but yeah, I don't know. I honestly, well, if I said anything, my review before it would be over because I don't have much to say, but...
Yeah, it's just kind of forgettable. The whole thing...
Oh, is this the review? I can do this real quick.
No, hold on. Let me get my thoughts out first. The whole thing with the thing that bothered me, and it's because it's a Marvel thing, and so, like, you know the old X-Men movies, right? So they do a thing in it where there's, like, I wouldn't say, like, particle effects, but kind of like that, where there's, like, a weird, like, you know, like, he'll move.
Like, Nightcrawler?
Yeah, like where he'll like kind of move and you'll see like the little like streaming stuff come off of him. And like they did that for Morbius, which was kind of distracting and kind of fit for all of his powers, which seemed kind of lazy to me and didn't really make sense.
And the other thing that I felt, since basically this is the review, we do a review, I'm gonna repeat myself.
I'll probably just, if I need to, I'll cut this out and probably just put like this is a what mean from Tangential Exchange.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like the effects were just like hiding a lot of the stuff.
You think that it was just weak, or like you think that it? What do you mean by that?
It just clouded up the screen, like, you know.
Oh, it covered the screen where you couldn't tell what was going on.
Or it's like a example that just popped in my head was Game of Thrones, that the ending, that the big night battle, it was just covered in darkness and you could barely see any of the action.
You think that was to cover up the fact that they didn't have great effects for that scene?
I don't know what the reason was, but I was like, yeah, like you were saying, it's just like disorienting. It's just too much in the screen, and I can't even see the fight barely.
Well, why even?
Or like the Venom fight, honestly, in the first movie, that was like all over the place too.
Yeah, they both kind of looked the same too.
And it was just like shit all over the screen.
Two big like liquidy like things fighting each other.
Yep.
Yeah, and hot take. I guess this is the review, but the dude who used to play Doctor Who, I feel like he's only in shitty movies. I haven't seen him. He was in, I didn't mind Terminator Genesis, but a lot of people would consider that a shitty movie. He was in that. He was in this. I forget, there's other things the guy was in, but like I feel like he's only in bad movies. He sucked in this movie. He was pretty terrible.
Well, I've seen him do good acting. Like, he's a good actor. I just, yeah.
What movie, though?
I mean, Doctor Who was good, right? I didn't watch much, but
oh, that was the one role though. That's like the exception.
Yeah,
like he was good in that. Yeah.
I don't know his what's it called, discography. Videography?
Yeah, videography. Just I get what you mean.
Yeah, I don't know much of his roles, but I do remember him in good pieces of. Oh, was there something else I watched?
Are you talking yourself out of it?
No, I was trying to remember something, but. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any examples.
I haven't seen him in a lot of stuff though. I think he was in like a period piece or something. I think he might have been in that that Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies.
He was in Last Night in Soho.
I haven't seen that yet. Was that any good?
Yeah, it was really good.
Edgar Wright, right?
Oh yeah, my favorite. He was good in that. Like, I don't have any complaints for him. I mean, he was in a good chunk of the movie. It's more about Anna Taylor-Joy and what's her name? I forgot her name.
The Johnny Depp's kid.
Is that
who that is? There's another girl in it that kind of looks like Johnny Depp's kid. It's a girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Johnny Depp's kid. I don't think so.
Okay.
But
I'm not gonna look it up.
Yeah, we'll just Google it later. But
you guys Google it.
But he was good in that. Like, I had no complaints in that one.
I just feel like his range isn't that great. I mean, I like that stupid ass dance he did, but like, I will say this about it. I feel like I had a version in my head of what would be, and I don't even give a shit about Morbius, really. Like, of all the people they could have made a movie out of, why him? Like, that's one of the things, like, why this, though? It's kind of like with Suicide Squad. I like the Suicide Squad. I thought that was really good, but I'm like, why is DC really pushing this? I'm like, they have so many other properties. Why this, though?
Yeah.
But, yeah. It was one of those things where, unlike Venom, where Venom has, like, its charm to it, like the first and second, especially the second one. The second one's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But this one didn't have really any charm to it. It just kind of seemed like a generic, like, kind of action movie.
Yeah, it was like, by the numbers, like, all right, he goes here, flashback, montage, little fight scene, betrayal, and
the weird fucking thing with the fucking, sorry for all the swearing, but he had that little, like, I guess, like, in screenwriting class they say, well, give your character something that's unique to him or something, but like he had that little origami thing where he would give everybody, he would make like a little paper like bird or something out of like a little paper and like hand it to people, and like it never went anywhere or like really paid off in the story in any major way. I'm like, why is this in here?
The origami killer.
Yeah, I'm just like, why is Morbius just giving people this? Like, I didn't understand it.
Oh, that was Morbius's thing?
Remember Morbius would hand it to you, so you don't even remember the movie.
Yeah, it was very forgettable. Like, I'd really have to watch it if you want a more detailed review, but it's not worth it.
Yeah.
I thought Jared Leto was fine. Like, I don't think he was the problem. You know, the story was no good.
Yeah.
And they montaged like the hell out of it, and it was just like flash, fight done. So
it kind of ended weird too, right? Like, I guess spoilers, but like it kind of just ended where like he beat the bad guy, and then like he like flew towards the screen, and I know they had those 2 post-credit things, but that was about it.
Oh yeah, and then he wasn't technically a villain throughout the whole movie.
Yeah,
and then at the end with that, sorry, a spoiler.
It's spoilers at this point. You guys aren't going to watch the movie anyway. Who cares?
With the end credits with Vulture, he was like, "Hey, join my team," and he was like, "Totally cool." I was like, "Dude, like you didn't play yourself off as a bad guy this whole time. They saw you as a bad guy."
Yeah.
But now you're working with an actual bad guy. So I was like, I don't know where you stand, because they didn't make it feel like, you were actually kind of bad. Like, Morbius, the doctor, is like, "Oh, I'm a really good guy," and so I was like, I don't know. It felt weird.
And then the whole thing with like, I know Jared Leto, his whole method acting bullshit, like the whole thing where he made them spend a lot more money just because he had to stay in character with like him being like crippled and stuff, and like having to use the bathroom and having somebody help him do that. I'm like, dude, here's my thing with that, okay? And I know everybody has already addressed this and said he's kind of an asshole for acting like this. Here's my thing about it. Say if he did that, and still he shouldn't do that if it's like making anyone uncomfortable or making it to where like things are rougher for the production. If it was reflected in the movie where his performance was like amazing and like Oscar worthy, then fine. Like, that would be one thing. I don't see what all this effort he's doing really goes towards, because it was just kind of a forgettable performance. Like, he didn't really do anything. And the other thing that kind of bothered me and fucking like kind of got under my skin a little bit is the part where they would do the transformation, where he would like, have like the little holes in his like nose and everything, where his face would change. I'm pretty sure that was CG.
What, his face?
Yeah, where they would transition to, like the more vampire looking thing.
Yeah, the whole, all the scenes for his face were all CG. They didn't use no prosthetics.
Yeah.
And I guess it was Jared Leto's idea. He was like, I don't want it to restrict my acting with the prosthetics, which can happen, but still, I was like, what?
Yeah, they could have figured out a way to do it.
Or they could have done half prosthetics and then CG over like they do with a lot of shit.
Yeah, like halfway point. Like they had them, you could tell that like they spent money on this, and it might not have been a ton, but like my thing is, it just, for being like a vampire movie, they could have done like, it could have looked like The Crow or like something like that, or just, if you don't think Morbius is strong enough to lead his own movie, have him fucking go against Venom. You already own Venom. Venom's in that universe. Have it be like a versus movie and they can fight each other. He can be like a vampire and they can go at it.
And and then that reminds me, he mentioned Venom without even ever talking about him or knowing about him.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming they do, but like, one, why would you say that?
Same universe, I guess.
Yeah, it's like they just want a reason to say their other creations. I was like, why are you saying this?
Yeah.
Well, it's just a weird line.
And then like there was like just certain other moments where I would equate it to, I liked like the most recent like Tomb Raider movie. I think they might have made a sequel, but it's the one based off the most recent video games.
Oh yeah, I've only seen bits and pieces, but
it was like a generic action movie, but it was good because they had the girl from Ex Machina play Lara Croft. I enjoyed that. That was fun for me. And like, it's kind of one of those, I wouldn't say check your brain out at it, but you kind of, you watch it and it's like, it's fun. And it's, if you have an afternoon, you want something light that's not like too heavy or anything. It's like a fun action movie. You're in, you're out, it's done. Then you watch something like that. But Morbius, the biggest sin for me for it is it could have been way more stylized, but because it's tied into this, hate to say it, I love the Venom movies, but this generic ass, like not super artistic looking universe, they had to make it look like the other movies, and I think that really shot the movie in the foot.
Like if it could be like the Joker, it wasn't even part, I mean technically it is, but it was its own universe, like
part of the multiverse or whatever.
Like if they made Morbius its own stylized version, I think that'd be a lot cooler, because they could expand instead of just generic city, generic characters.
Yeah.
And all the police officers were just like, there's a bunch of bats flying through the air. Not scary at all.
Yeah.
I was like, why is everyone so calm about this shit?
I mean, if it's my thing is, if it'd be one thing if it was in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I'm like, okay, believably, they've encountered crazier things. Thanos has been on the world and everything. craziest thing that some of them have even encountered, but most of them probably haven't, is Venom. Other than that, like, I heard there was a lot of reshoots with this movie. I heard that, like, originally it was different, and even the director was saying that, like, that trailer where it had Morbius in it, there was that one scene
with Spider-Man in the background.
Yeah, apparently he said, I don't know anything about that. I didn't do that. Apparently that was the studio that did that, and that's part of the problem too. You got the studio and the director on two different pages, then that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like where he doesn't even know what's in the trailer. That's clearly a problem. Sony, get your shit together. But yeah, that was just my hope for that was gonna be like, you know, all the memes and everything. Oh, it's Morbin time, like, and I finally saw the movie. Unfortunately, it's not in there, but like I wish it was. It'd be hilarious.
Oh yeah, the sequel. They better do it.
But yeah, the whole thing with that is like I wish that. My biggest thing is like I wish it was bad enough to where it was enjoyable.
Mm. Like the Room.
Yeah, it's just at the point where it's like I wasn't offended by it or anything, but it's definitely one of those things that I would watch once and probably never pick up again unless I just need something on in the background while I like draw or write or something where I don't really have to watch it or pay attention to it.
Right. And I was trying. I mean, I remember bits of it now, talking about it. But yeah, like when we were talking about doing the review earlier, I literally blanked on like almost the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like, it just nothing. Was that memorable?
It's forgettable, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the thing with it is it's really forgettable. But yeah, like the one scene that I kind of liked that was even a letdown. They didn't even. Thing is, they didn't even frame it right. It was the scene where it was Matt Smith's character as a vampire, and the nurse was walking. They had like the motion activated light. She was in that long hallway.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is, they framed it wrong, so it didn't look like different lights were going off. They didn't even frame it right to where that scene could have been effective. Like they didn't even do that right. Even the scene that I kind of liked, they didn't even do that part right. I think there was another scene. Again, it's super forgettable, but there was a scene towards the end where I think like they're like fighting and stuff, and I don't even. Oh yeah, the scene where he's kind of flying is kind of cool, I guess, like in front of the train. That was okay.
Neat.
But yeah, overall, like I think there was parts that are unintentionally funny, like him standing for his like you know, his acceptance speech, and everybody else looks relatively normal, and then you got Morbius looking like a Tim Burton character just standing right there. That was kind of unintentionally funny. But yeah, like Jared Leto honestly should stick to music. I know he has kind of like a problematic like history, or like people are discovering things about him, like that sex cult thing he has, that island.
We don't know about
It's not confirmed. I'm not saying it is, but I'm just saying like all the build-up and all the waiting that people did for this, and then like the funniest thing is the internet like built it up to where Sony re-released it in movie theaters and it bombed a second time.
Yeah.
It's like the funniest thing is like Reddit or whatever bullying this movie.
Tim.
But yeah, like overall, like I just, in my mind, and I try not to do this because I try to take the movie on what it is instead of what I wanted it to be, because that's not fair. You know, you got to take the movie on its own terms.
Right.
But I pictured a better movie. I'm like, the Batman came out and that shit was great and like stylistic and everything. And then we had this movie where like it was just kind of whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just kind of disappointing to me.
A damn shame is what it was.
Yeah, I guess that's our review for that. But yeah, other than that, what have you been watching?
The Boys, Stranger Things.
You watched the most recent episode?
Of The Boys?
Yeah.
No.
What the fuck?
I'm on episode 4, I think.
Well, how many episodes are they up to now?
I want to say 8 or 9 or 6, maybe.
Is it 6?
It might be. I haven't looked. I watched it a few days ago.
You seen Soldier Boy yet?
Yeah.
Or is it just, have you seen him act yet, or is it just the part where the door is open?
No, it was the flashback where the lady was talking to Butcher about him in the camp that she was at. And so I just only seen that scene where he was acting, basically. It was just flashback so far. But he hasn't got into the actual show yet, so.
Right.
But I love Jensen Ackles being in it. I was like, oh, yes.
He's such an underrated actor.
Oh, yeah, but after this, I'm sure he's going to go way up. And it's nice that Eric Kripke got him from Supernatural and brought him back in.
Yeah, he is like one of the producers on there, isn't he?
He's like the big creator of it. Not the creator.
Him
of
and
The
Seth
Boys.
Rogen, right?
Seth Rogen is an executive producer.
Well, yeah, the creator is what's that guy's name? Ellis or something?
Yeah,
Mark Ellis, maybe.
The person that made The Boys is different, but Eric Kripke is the showrunner. Like he
might be Garth Ennis. I don't remember. Anyway.
Yeah, but he definitely does a big part. You can tell with his style. I was like, oh my gosh, like there's so much gore and craziness in this. I was like, it'd be really cool if Supernatural was on HBO, because CW with some of their shows does not work.
Not Superman and Lois though. That's their one show.
Right.
Well, I've heard Stargirl's good. I've saw a little bit of that too. That's pretty good.
I haven't watched many CW shows. Like, I just keep seeing bad things about it. I've seen Supernatural.
They canceled a lot of their shows recently when the new Warner Brothers person took over. They had like a management change recently, and the guy was talking about how it's like, why do we have these big IPs and we just have them on like TV and stuff? Talking about Superman and Lois, I'm like, do not fuck with that show. And I don't think they will, because it's such like a fan favorite.
It's still doing good.
Yeah, and so many people love that show. But yeah, if you haven't yet, I advise everybody. I'm not going to talk. I've already told you a little bit of spoilers, but I'm going to do the internet a favor and not talk too much about spoilers in this. But go watch it if you haven't. Like, it's still really great. It's like a Superman movie every week. I was telling you the other day that like I had my parents come over, or my dad and my stepmom come over and see me, and then I showed them, like, not even trying to sell them on the show, but they asked me what I was watching. I showed them that it's like the 4-minute opening for season 1, episode 1 of Superman and Lois, and like at first they were still talking about Better Call Saul and that kind of thing, and then they kind of stopped talking. I could tell they were getting into it, and then afterwards they're like, that was really good. Is it like that every episode? And I was just like, yeah. And so I think I sold them on that. Like, it was just, I felt like a personal like sense of pride and everything. I was like, look at me, I got it. But yeah, like I definitely, like, if you guys haven't been watching that, it's one of my favorite superhero shows, and he's one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Superman out there. But yeah, like, just don't mess with that. That's basically like movie quality. And I was saying to my parents, and just in general, other people have said this too, biggest compliment I can give it, the action scenes and everything are awesome. I come back to it for the characters. I care about the characters and their story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's the biggest compliment you can give like an action show, is that you come back to it for the characters. But yeah, what have you been watching? I know you said you were watching Stranger Things. I haven't finished the current season.
Oh my god, so good.
My biggest thing, I know I talked to you before about it, and I was talking to one of my coworkers recently about it too, is I feel like a lot of it kind of repeats like plot lines and stuff, where like it's always like, kind of the Dragon Ball Z thing of, 11 is off the table for a while, and then she has to come in at the end to like save everybody.
Like
yeah, like Goku, exactly.
I can see that, but I mean, I guess it's the only way it could work, because if she was there the whole time with superpowers, it'd be harder.
Yeah.
And all the characters wouldn't really have a point to be there.
Yeah.
But I mean, for what they're doing, like the setup, and like season 4 has been amazing. Like, this is my favorite season out of all of them. And it is nice that since their 5th season is gonna be the last one, and season 4
it's time to end it.
No, and I'm super happy that they're doing that, because it's smart to like, don't overextend yourself. Like, honestly, like, I love Supernatural, but they went on a little too far, I think.
Yeah, what was it, like 15 years or something?
Yeah, and like, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of stories you can tell in there, but like, there should have been like, it should have stopped at like season maybe 6. I personally think.
You think so?
6 or 7.
I know they had like a management change after a while. I haven't really watched a lot of it, but I remember watching bits and pieces of it.
Like, it's all really good, and like you could tell stories forever with it, honestly. But for a show, it's nice to get like a full story. I don't know, just like whatever Stranger Things doing, it's a good idea, because going on too far would just make it forgettable, and you never see it again.
Yeah, Netflix is kind of on its way out the door anyway, I feel like, with their recent like cracking down on like password sharing and shit like that, and also they don't really have that much anymore I mean, that's about it. And Love, Death and Robots, which we both are a fan of.
I've been watching that. Yeah, that's good.
Black Mirror, I guess I've watched. That's too depressing for me though.
I haven't seen it in a while, but do they have new episodes?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah, like that's the Love, Death, and Robots is kind of, it was originally supposed to be like a heavy metal thing, but they couldn't get the license, which I kind of like just do your own thing.
Oh yeah, and it's still fantastic. Like, I was like, oh, that's so good, I love it.
Speaking of like anthology stuff, did you watch, I've only watched a few episodes, but the animated thing they did in between the seasons of The Boys, that Diabolic or whatever it was called? Diabolic, is that what it is?
Yeah. I haven't watched it. I don't even know what it's about. I know it's in the universe. I just don't know what it's about.
Yeah, there's a few good episodes in it. There was one where, guys, it's been out for a while. I'm not going to spoil it like crazy, but there was one where it's like early days of Homelander and stuff like that, and it's kind of animated in that same style.
So is it like connected to the story? Like you can watch that and it's true?
It's canon, yeah.
It's canon, okay.
I didn't watch all of them. There were certain ones where I'm like, if it's not about the people I watch in the show, I don't really know if I want to watch it, but there was one where it was done. Some of them are done and it's separate from the canon, but the one where it's like early days of Homelander, that one I'm pretty sure is canon. But like the thing I like about that, without going too far into spoilers, is when he starts, he tries the stuff that you see in comics. Like he tries to do a thing where he heats up like a gun to make someone drop it and like like the gun explodes and like kills the person and like ends up killing everybody. You know, stuff you see in comics, he actually tries to do in real life. Ends up killing everyone.
That reminds me. I was watching the first because I'm not super far yet, but the first 3 or 4 episodes. Oh my god, there's so much gore. Like, someone blows up in every episode almost.
Wait, for what?
And The Boys.
Oh, yeah. Wait, you haven't seen are you talking about the most recent season, or?
Yeah, the most recent season.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to say.
But I'm only like 4 or 5 episodes in, but I'm saying every single episode has been so gory. I was like, oh, I love it. Yeah,
it's definitely one of those things that I think the kind of selling point for it, too, is, like, you don't really get that kind of stuff. I mean, you get kind of in Love, Death, and Robots, depending on what they're doing. But, like, you don't really get it everywhere. But the other thing about the Homelander episode was that it was done, I think the same animation studio that did Invincible, I think they did that episode. So it's kind of cool.
Was it Titmouse?
Is that what it's called?
I'm pretty sure they're doing, because I follow them on Instagram. Pretty sure they do Diabolical and Invincible. Oh,
they do all of the episodes or just one of them?
I don't remember. I just know they had a part in it.
Okay.
I'll have to Google it later, but...
But yeah, I know that they did one that was not canon, but it was, I think, an adaptation of one of the comic stories. The reason I say that is because they were drawn how they are in the comics. So Butcher didn't have the beard, he was clean shaven, and then, Huey looked like, Simon Pegg?
Oh, was Huey supposed to be Simon Pegg?
Yeah, originally that's why they cast Simon Pegg as his father, because by the time they made it...
I couldn't remember. I know he was drawn into the original, I just didn't know who he played.
Yeah, he was Huey originally. But
if he was younger, he could have played him. That would have been great.
Yeah, I don't know if they could have gotten away back then. The great thing about streaming is you can kind of get away with anything. I think, like, if you go back farther, what network other than HBO is really gonna greenlight a show as gory and as, like, crazy as The Boys? Like, streaming has kind of opened it up for, like, even movies that you might not normally see to get made. Like, some of their, like Netflix originals, or most of the Hulu originals are kind of shit, to be honest.
I haven't seen much of Hulu.
It's same thing with Netflix. It depends on what you watch, but some of them are kind of like dog shit kind of thing. It just depends on what you're watching.
Right.
But yeah, I know a lot of stuff, because basically I've heard that, like, unless you have like a superhero centered thing, a lot of Hollywood executives aren't interested right now. Like lower budget, yeah, but like certain other things, unless you're like a big name, and even if you are, there's no guarantee that they're gonna make it, because, like, superhero stuff and
it sells.
Yeah, nerdy stuff is kind of what's selling at the moment. But yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna put this down so we can have another drink. You babysitting right there?
Oh my gosh. You should get a t-shirt that says that.
You babysitting? I have like a little baby. Photoshop your head onto the baby.
I'm gonna do a clipping of all the episodes where you say you're babysitting. It's gonna be like 1,000.
When I get to the 100th episode of What Mean, and other things have done this too, I'm gonna do like a clip, like compilation of all the welcome to What Mean, I'm Alex, and they'll say like the other name, like I'm so and so, I'm so and so and so and so, like over and over again. Just like a fun thing. I might just do a supercut separate from the episode, or I might just incorporate it. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure what I'm gonna do for the 100th episode. Maybe the scorpions.
The scorpion.
You gotta talk about that now. We haven't talked about that on mic yet.
That's right.
Talk about it.
I have a old film that me and my brother made back in, I don't know the years, but when I was really little, like
1985.
maybe. No. I don't know. I was small, but we were talking about the age thing because I can't remember my age. Age.
Oh.
I wasn't in middle school, so I must have been really young. I want to say like, I don't know. I was
there you go, downplay it so it's less embarrassing.
No, but I thought it was still good, man. I was doing great.
I haven't seen it, so I don't really
It was fire.
It was fire, really?
Well, I mean, yeah. It still holds up a little bit. It needs some editing because we're on my dad's old.
Anyway, just tell the loose premise of it.
Listen. You want me to talk about it?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Continue.
We're on my dad's old VHS recorder, like those old giant.
Yeah, the old VHS camcorders.
Yeah. And we had that, so like there's no editing obviously because all you do is turn on, turn off.
It's like everything would have to be done in camera.
Yeah, exactly. And so there's a bit of like dead air here and there. Dead air. But like in between scenes because you can't edit it. But other than that, like it was pretty good for what it was, and at the time, little kids, and we had like scenes. It wasn't just like one long play.
How about that Red Lantern though? Is it kind of like that?
Yeah. It's like that.
What's the premise of it? What's it about?
It was, since we were kids, we were just having fun, so we were just kind of like playing it by every scene. We'd do a scene and be like, all right, what happens next? And we'd film that. So it
doesn't have a storyline to it?
No. Well, I mean, at the end, I would assume the storyline was something around like, my brother was this character named Hugo. Why?
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Hugo. Not Hugo. Hugo.
You go where?
Hugo, shut up. You can go to hell.
Oh my god.
And he was in some kind of spaceship and he was trapped.
How'd the spaceship look?
It was actually kind of cool. We had a bunk bed back in the day and we put a computer in the bottom part and we put blankets around it and little wires hanging up and everything. It was kind of cool. It doesn't look that good, but like we had the effects for it. And so my brother was in there and he was playing the computer, and then I would be in the background with my voice behind the blanket, be like, "The ship's gonna self-destruct in 5." And then or like he was gonna teleport or something, and I would just like shake the bunk bed to give it the effects of like like the ship crashing. And
so like he was like a space explorer?
He was a space ninja.
Space ninja. And he was just by himself. He have any other ninja to his clan?
Nope, just him. And I don't think we mentioned his name until a little bit later.
So it's this mysterious character.
Yeah, because we also did narration where we just put the cap on so it's just black and we just talk over it and we'd be like, Hugo was in space and he was being chased by...
Clever.
It worked. And so at some point he was in the spaceship, he teleports. I'm kind of just telling the story now, but...
That's okay.
But he teleports out before it explodes, and then
How'd you do the teleportation thing?
We just did the thing where you stop and you stop the camera, take
film
them off.
like a blank background, and then just have them in there.
Well, yeah, we'd have them there. We'd stop it, take them out, turn them back on, and we'd just do whoop, like a little sound effect or something.
And see with the background, whoop.
Yeah, basically. And then he got to Earth or whatever planet we made it up to be. And me and my friend Jimmy at the time were this clan that was after him. He was like, "You escaped the spaceship? We're the Scorpions."
Well, you gotta say it like you did in the thing.
I used to have a big stutter back then, so we're the Scorpions. It wasn't that bad. I was exaggerating, but still.
You guys sold it to me so much, like you and Chase both. Like I feel like if I watch it, it's not gonna live up to how much you hyped it up.
We exaggerate a lot, but it's still good. And I like how me and Jimmy at the time for the villains had matching outfits. We both had camo pants and a black tank t-shirt.
Did it have the Scorpion logo on it? Did you guys have a logo?
It was just something we said, just the Sonic at the time. And we had two tent sticks, you know what I'm talking about, where they fold up.
It holds a tent up? Like, what are you talking about?
Like, the sticks that you put into the tent and they fold up, little metal sticks.
No.
Okay, well, anyways, we had little sticks.
It holds the tent up.
Yeah, we had little sticks that fold up, basically.
So basically the thing I said the first time, you said no.
Kind of, no. But yeah, we had those, and then Bucky was dressed up as a ninja, which is funny because it was a Halloween ninja outfit that almost he outgrown a little bit. So
it was really tight.
Yeah, no, it was just like
like high waters.
Yeah, it was high watered and shit, and like the back was open, and then we had a little fight scene, and it was just an awful fight scene, but it was fun.
No choreographer back then, I take it.
Oh no, not at all. But I don't know. That was basically the gist of it. Like we had a fight, and then he teleports away, and that was most of it. But it was really fun for the time.
Did you guys just sitting around one day and you came up with that? Did you film it were you still living at the place you are at now, or?
Oh no, this was back in Fort Mill, and
you have to get specific. I don't want people tracking you down, but yeah.
Just Fort Mill area.
Here's my address, 555.
Dude, don't tell them that.
Oh, oops.
But no, it was really fun, and it was just something we did because we used to film a lot more back then. And like we have a bunch of other stuff. Like we used to film with stop animation with the toys and stuff.
Really? How'd that look?
No, it didn't.
No, come on. You guys were children. It's okay.
Once we had the VHS camera, and like I said, it's hard to edit and stuff. So,
I don't even know how you did stop motion with that.
I mean, it's the same way. You just press play, stop it, move them a slight.
It was really jerky then.
Yeah, it was like. It's like,
what, did you have like action figures? Like, what were you doing?
Yeah, like all the action figures I have at the place, just moving around.
For like what scene? Were they like people you were fighting, like the action figures, or what?
No, not us. They were just, we had
separate things, separate from that movie.
We had separate ones.
Was it separate from that movie, or was it part of that plot line?
No, entirely separate. Like everything we made was just something different.
Oh, okay. So you make like shorts and stuff sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think we had any sequels to anything. So.
What was the movie called again? Yugo?
It never really had a name, but yeah, I guess it would be called Yugo or something.
You go too.
You go to the theater to see it.
You go right now.
Alright, that's enough.
Alright. But yeah,
I'll have to play it so we can see it. We can even play it on, and that can be the video one.
And just do like, the live reactions of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to do one like what they actually do with reactions, where they watch it once and then actually react the second time. Because I feel like if you actually watch the reaction for most things, I feel like they play it up because they know there's a camera on them, but most reactions probably just be them staring at the screen, just be like, oh wow.
Oh yeah. If I'm alone watching something, it depends on what I'm watching, but most I'm just like, oh, neat. Oh wow, that was pretty cool. I'll talk about this later.
Well, I mean, you just watch the trailer for most things. I know you don't really watch that many movies and stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
But, yeah, whatever, man. But yeah, what you got all that hair on you? What's going on?
What do you want from me?
What do you want from me?
What do you want from me?
Classic. Yeah.
So, Scorpions 2 coming out.
The Netflix streaming series. Like Cobra Kai, it'd be like Scorpions.
Except nothing to do with that at all.
Yeah. It's like when I used to have that pet peeve. I guess like I'm going to talk about that real quick.
Yeah, sure, whatever, man.
Yeah, whatever, man. Where like I used to write a lot more, so like and I didn't realize people were comparing it just as like kind of like a framework kind of thing. They weren't saying, oh, this is a ripoff. What you're writing is a ripoff. That's how it came off in my mind. But people would be like, I'd tell them about a story, be like, oh, it's like this. Like they were just trying to find like a framework so they could kind of be like, oh, it's similar to this. So they can kind of understand it. They weren't being like, oh, you ripped off this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be one of my pet peeves. So I kind of thought about it. I'm like, hey, don't take it so personally, man. It'd be all right.
Right.
Man, you babysitting there? What's going on?
What are you, my babysitter?
But yeah, yes I am. I don't know how that works because you're a lot older than me, so you know.
Not that much.
I remember for the longest time I used to give you crap about that till one day you finally it clicked for you. Like, wait, you're younger than me.
That's right. Tell them you were born in 1953.
53? That's you.
Tell them the truth.
Didn't you and my dad used to go to school with each other?
Yeah.
You were his teacher, right?
Yeah. I taught him the alphabet. He didn't know it. Your dad didn't know the alphabet, so...
I don't know how that works. You don't really know how to read, so...
Shut up!
Oh, I perpetuate that. Like, based off nothing.
Yep.
But yeah.
Good stuff.
Can you tell I have a podcast in a minute? Yeah. Cut this whole bit out. You know what? Cut half the podcast out.
It'll just be, what's up? And then...
Well, yeah, that's it for now. Yeah, later on today we're hanging out with Aaron. He's been on a few times, but yeah, he don't really want to be on the podcast anymore. Maybe he hates us. I don't know.
That's not true.
Let me just perpetuate rumors. Have no basis in reality at all.
That's good. That's always good.
Yeah. Good. But yeah, I guess that's the episode. We're about to be on like 45 minutes right now. So yeah, we'll catch you guys next time. This has been the Tangential Exchange. I'm Alex.
Hey, what's up, Tripp?
We'll try to have video stuff out later, like I said before, but we'll just see. Happy 4th or whatever, guys. Fuck it. All right. All right. Move on.